Hello again, everybody, and welcome back to A Late Gamer. I am your host, A Late Gamer, and today we have the Final Fantasy VII Rebirth Collector's Edition, along with the Steelbook variant that came exclusively via Best Buy. So, without further ado, we are going to start off smallest to largest. Let's get into this box. As I'm sure you are seeing based on the time of this video, this was a heck of a long recording, so feel free to jump around. I have got chapters in the description below so that you can jump around to different parts of the video that you might want to see. Right here, we are unboxing what Best Buy sent me first. The thing that I love about Best Buy pre-orders is that for whatever reason, they shipped the Steelbooks individually compared to the actual copy of the game. With this Final Fantasy game, I was really prepared. For the Collector's Edition, I ordered it literally the night that Square Enix announced it. I had to really prep myself for this release because I missed out on the 1 through 6 pixel remasters, and pretty much after that, I was like, we are not going to be missing out on anything after that. So, that being said, basically just keep an eye on Square Enix's website if there's a Final Fantasy, or really any Square game that you know you're going to want the Collector's Edition for, and just be ready to check out. So here's what they sent me, and I absolutely love that the bubble wrap inside decided to pop, but it's cool. The game got here unscathed. It looks awesome. I almost did not pre-order this. A month before this game came out, I started looking around to make sure there weren't any other pre-order bonuses that I wanted. Best Buy typically has an exclusive Steelbook case. You'll be seeing this here momentarily. And I was a bit worried because with Final Fantasy 16, they had an exclusive Steelbook case. And last minute, Square Enix decided to include it with the Collector's Edition. However, Square did not announce that with Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. So I put a pre-order down with Best Buy. Best Buy is great because you can put a pre-order down and they put a temp hold on your account. So if you decide you don't want it, you literally put a pre-order down. You can always cancel it later. But with this one specifically, I did notice that the Steelbook was different in terms of the pre-order bonus, and there is a Steelbook included in the Deluxe Edition of the game. However, the pre-order Steelbook is always different than the one that is actually included inside the Deluxe Copy itself, as you will see here shortly. So put a pre-order down for that, and actually some people got screwed by Best Buy, and Best Buy ended up canceling some of the pre-orders, and people had to try and reorder it. However, because of the limited copies of the Steelbook, some people were not able to get a copy of that Steelbook, and my heart goes out to those people because the Steelbook alone, when I first was checking eBay, like the day that it was coming out, was going for $150 just for the Best Buy Steelbook. Here's my lovely face, which I have not shown in a while. So, hello everyone. Hi, I missed you all, especially with face interactions. POV content is so much more fun in terms of filming and ease of access for me. Let me know if you want to see my face in more videos. But here's me opening the Behemoth box, which I was super excited about. This is from Square, and they put the box on top, and I think I might have tried opening this upside down at first, or maybe it's the actual thing you will see here momentarily. But luckily, my hunch paid off. Square did not email me or anyone else, for that matter, that I know of, about including this limited edition Steelbook that only came with Best Buy. So I was really glad I decided to pick a second copy of that up. So much like Final Fantasy 16, I now have 2 sealed copies for the bookshelf, so those will remain sealed. However, you will see this copy get opened because I actually enjoy opening at least one, and so I can actually play the game on my console. But here momentarily, you will be seeing me unbox the actual figure that came with the Collector's Edition. I was really excited about this. Sephiroth is one of my favorite characters. He has been a staple since basically Kingdom Hearts 2 for me. Kingdom Hearts 2, sorry, Chain of Memories actually was my intro into the Final Fantasy and Square Enix universe, along with Kingdom Hearts, so he always will hold a special place in my heart. So yeah, that's a cool little fun fact about me. But here is the 19-inch Sephiroth statue, and I will actually unbox this and show you all how to set it up in case you got this and you're not 100% sure. The instructions were pretty good, in my opinion, but there were no actual, like, words on there in terms of, like, all right, you do this, this, and this. It was pictures, and I'm kind of a verbal person along with pictures, so I will give you all some tips and tricks in case you have not assembled your Sephiroth yet, or if you are planning on getting this down the road. And here's the piece of paper that came inside the box, within a box. It's got some really great pictures. This definitely helped me figure out what needed to go where. It does come with a small, almost like a guitar pick, to help you get Sephiroth's back piece off. I will show you all that momentarily. But for the most part, everything is pretty self-explanatory. The only issue I had was actually getting Sephiroth's feet in the pedestal that you will see here momentarily. I really wish the Final Fantasy 16 statue that came with the collector's copy of this game was this size, because Sephiroth is 19 inches and he looks awesome. If you want 19 inches of Sephiroth in your life, definitely get this. The layout is super easy. Getting this out was way easier than the 16 statue, in my opinion. Now, granted, that one was a lot smaller and more condensed. However, this one had a lot more pieces that you could take out. This thing was super high detailed. I'd highly recommend it for anybody who's a huge fan of Final Fantasy VII and or Sephiroth. Alright, so first we got the wing out. This thing is in two pieces. We have a large wing and then a smaller one, and they clip together. We got Sephiroth's head. We have the other half of the wing, which is the smaller piece. And here is the actual guitar pick or clip thing, basically to help you get the back piece off of Sephiroth in order to get him in his wing form. Alright, and here's the bottom half, contains his sword, the body, and the actual pedestal for Sephiroth himself. You all also get a rare look underneath my desk, where I film everything. So this was the real tricky part for me right here, was figuring out which way Sephiroth's feet needed to go to actually stick into the pedestal. If you were having trouble with this, you are not alone. I struggled big time. But this is the correct way. Just make sure the pedestal's cracks are facing you, and that should be the correct way. You may have to spread Sephiroth's legs just a little bit. Yes, we are going there. Also, for his katana, the little bottom piece pops off. This actually is super similar to one of my favorite Ruby characters' swords. In order to get the sword in the palm of the hand of the character, you just pop off the hilt of the blade, if you will, or the back piece, in case I'm saying that wrong. And then that creates a smaller piece that can actually go through the hand of the character, and then you can slide it through no problem. Yes, phrasing. But anyway, so Sephiroth can be in two forms. You can have him in his regular form, no wing, or you can have him in his one-winged angel form, which I will do both so you can see it. But basically, the katana goes in backwards in his hand, and I will do a pan here momentarily so you all can see Sephiroth in all his no-winged glory. This statue is freaking super high quality. I mean, just the attention to detail is incredible. They definitely went all out with this. The hair, the belt, the outfit, I mean, even just the flames on this bad boy is freaking awesome. Also, the base is clear, so I do a really cool thing later in the video, so stick around for that. Also, chapter in the bottom below in case you want to jump over to it. But here is the wing. So the smaller piece goes into Sephiroth's back, and then the larger piece goes into the smaller wing, creating one large wing, which you will see here momentarily. And then I will actually show you what it looks like when you get Sephiroth's back piece popped off. Okay, so in order for this to be easy on yourselves, make sure the head's off and definitely remove Sephiroth's katana blade. This will just make it accessing that panel on the right there super easy. Literally, Square Enix has made it super easy for everybody. Even if you don't have the pick, you could probably use like a knife or a very fine blade. Just make sure it's not too fine because you don't want to damage the plastic. Basically, you just need something to insert in between the groove to get this little piece to pop off. And then just make sure you store it in the box itself or somewhere where you will remember. And then basically that will allow you to put that in there. As you can see, I thought the other half came off, and then I realized, oh yes, the wing, it's only one wing. The reason why it's called the one-winged angel and not the two-winged angel. So yeah, so basically you will see here in a moment the smaller piece and the bigger piece I will join together. So that's the small piece. That is going to actually go into Sephiroth's back there. It fits in there really snug. This is the larger piece of the wing, and I love the detail in the feathers. It looks awesome. So those two join together like so. Off camera, I actually go boop, and they are together now. And so now all you have to do is actually bring the wing and stick it right in the back there like so. And it does, the first time I got it in there, it took some finagling in order for the pieces to line up. But eventually I got it in there, and then all you gotta do is put the head back on and put the katana back in, and you have your one-winged angel form Sephiroth. Yeah, I definitely think this thing looks freaking amazing. I prefer the one-winged angel look. It's just so badass. You can't go wrong with either. I then got really excited because I had an idea, and it involved me needing to go to the darkest room in my house, which is a bathroom that we have with no windows. It's dubbed our guest bathroom. And so basically, I took an LED light and put it underneath this so we could really see Sephiroth light up, and I think it turned out awesome. At some point, I'm gonna have to get either like some remote LED batteries or something that does not have to be plugged in order to work with this, and something that's more flush. But this will give you a general idea of something you could do. There's me again. Hello, everyone. And then I got even more creative, and I was like, oh my god, we need Pride Sephiroth, because this LED strobes. So now we have Pride Sephiroth. Do-do-do-do. Moving on to the next phase, actually opening everything. So we're going to start off with the Steelbook from Best Buy. If I remember correctly, we're going to take a look at all the packaging too, just so you all can see it. Having two copies in this scenario actually worked out really well because you could see the front and the back at the same time. As of the time of this recording, I am just now getting into Chapter 3. I believe, no spoilers, but I am really enjoying my time so far. I really want this game to be a slow burn. I'm getting Kingdom Hearts 2 like nostalgic vibes just from this, and I know the same producer worked on this game, so it's great. I'm really enjoying my time. I hope everybody that has been playing it is enjoying it too. The new mini games are great. Just being back in Gaia has been a lot of fun. It's so crazy to think that Final Fantasy Remake came out a little close to 4 years ago now. So that's just kind of mind-boggling in my opinion. But yeah, so this is really cool. I'm really enjoying the game so far, and let me know in the comments below if you have been playing it, what you think so far. If not, this game will be great to pick up down the road when it goes on sale. They usually make a crap ton of the deluxe copies. However, interestingly enough, the original one's deluxe version seems to be going for quite a bit now. So if you are planning on picking this up, maybe do it sooner rather than later, or just when that lull hits, because there's definitely a good time to do it. But moving forward, so we are going to open I misspoke. For whatever reason, I thought we were going with the Steelbook first, but we are going with the actual deluxe copy first. I hate opening these because I always worry I'm going to damage the super fragile cardboard, but luckily I masterfully managed to not do that with this one and only did some slight denting. Here you can see we've got the base copy of the game. We've got the Steelbook that comes with the deluxe copy. There is an art book and the original soundtrack on CD. I will not be opening the CD just because I do not have a CD player and or any way to actually put it in my computer that I know of at this time. I also really love the contrast between the Steelbook from Best Buy and the actual art itself. I have an interesting theory about the Steelbook from Best Buy, which I'll get to when I open that here in a minute. I really love everything about the duality of this game. Final Fantasy VII, if you haven't played the original, go watch a synopsis, but the basic premise is that this is almost like an alternate timeline where the story has been altered, and so it's cool because for new players and returning players, it's a fresh story for everyone. I played the original on my iPhone. I've been buying all the Final Fantasy ports for iOS, and I got to the Shinra building in the original one right before they rescue Aerith the first time, if I remember correctly, or the only time. It's getting kind of hazy and convoluted with the story at this point, but that was where I stopped in the original, so it kind of worked out. I'm in uncharted territory, and I'm loving it. I'm also not going to show all of the art book because I was worried there would be spoilers, but here is some cool art. This might be technically a spoiler, just because it's a beast you might fight in the game, so sorry for that. Moving on, but that was the art book that comes with it. Here is the actual Steelbook, and this is cool because it's actually the ending of Remake on the front, and I love that they brought back Zack in this. I have not actually played all the way through Crisis Core. When I heard they were doing an HD remake, I got the original and I still have it for PSP, but my goal is to replay it on the PS5 probably once I'm done with this. So I'm going in with a super fresh perspective. I also really like the Buster Blade cutout on the back. That was such a great little detail. And now for the opening of the Best Buy exclusive Steelbook. My cool theory, which this is just a theory, and not any way correct, and I think I accidentally scratched it when I was opening it. These things are so easy to scratch. But my prediction with this, because I was thinking to myself, what would be the biggest cliffhanger? Because they split this game into 3. This is part 2, and they have announced a 3rd part. However, it does not have a title just yet. But my theory with this is that at the end of this game, Cloud will be gone in some capacity. I've not gotten to the end of the game. Like I said, I'm only in the 3rd chapter of this game. And my prediction is that Cloud will be missing at the end of this game. If it comes true, we'll find out here once I get to the end of it. But based on just the Steelbook, the fact that instead of Cloud and Zack, that it's Tifa and Aerith instead, with Sephiroth, I was like, that would be super cool to have Cloud missing, and for whatever reason, Sephiroth is like, all right, well, we gotta go find Cloud. And I still am holding out hope in a very weird way, because if anybody has played Kingdom Hearts 2 and actually beaten the fight with Sephiroth, the little secret boss battle, Cloud and Sephiroth disappear. And so I've seen some Easter eggs online about the Kingdom Hearts references in this game, which I think are awesome. And so part of that would be really cool if somehow that's a tie-in. I know it's a super long shot, but that's just my 2 cents. So that's my fun little fan theory, only being 3 chapters in. But yeah, it's really cool. Also, side note, they're advertising the Final Fantasy Ever Crisis mobile game. If you haven't downloaded it, download it, give it a try. If it's super similar to the Kingdom Hearts mobile games, if you've played any of those, it's a very gacha mechanic. It's the pay to win type thing, but you don't have to play to win if you don't want to. But yeah, so these are the discs. I love that they match actually the inside of the Steelbook case, so that was kind of nifty. They definitely got their money's worth for this art. I'm pretending that the two discs are fighting. I got really loopy when I was doing this. Also, I love that all these games now are doing reverse cover arts. So make sure you're paying attention when you're opening the games, because there are several games that I've gone back to and been like, oh, these had reverse cover arts, and I just didn't know it. And I love the little homage to the original Final Fantasy VII cover. Here is my PS5. For whatever reason, you cannot record the home menu, which is super weird. So while I was in between games, because I finally finished a different series that I'm platinum running, I have been trying to get trophies I missed in Kingdom Hearts 3. Go figure. I'm actually 2 trophies shy of 100%ing Kingdom Hearts 3, so I'm pretty excited about that. Unfortunately, they are definitely the really 2 hard trophies to get, which is beating Yuzora and then the getting all the code trophies. In Kingdom Hearts 3, there's codes that you can use, almost like cheat codes, in case you haven't played the game. And basically that helps you either make the game easier or harder, depending. But anyway, back to our regular scheduled program. This game came in at a whopping 150 gigabytes. And also, make sure you play the demo, because the demo, if you have save data from it, you don't have to complete both chapters, but as long as you've got save data from it, you can unlock in-game bonus content, and it's free. So this is me showing you all how to do that. I accidentally removed the download button for when I redeemed my codes, because I got the collectors and deluxe editions. I accidentally did not download them to my system, and for whatever reason they did not show up right away. So if they don't show up right away, make sure the game is done fully installing on your system. And then once the game is fully installed, then you can actually go into the manage content section, which I was just in. Basically, you get there by pressing the option button, which is the top right-hand button on your DualSense controller. And then you can actually go through individually and click the little arrows that you saw a minute ago. They were where the trash cans are now. You can do this for every game that has got DLC content or any kind of content on it that's not originally part of the base game. And there's the fun little notification I got on my Apple Watch. If you've got the PlayStation app, it's super great. Highly recommend it, because you can actually download demos from it if you're not near your PS5, and it will automatically download them. It also works for PS4 and PS4 Pro too, so highly recommend that. So, once you've downloaded all the content, you're not done yet, because you have to actually redeem them in the game. So, on the main menu, click the little bonuses. It's right under the options part of the menu. Once you click that, it will walk you through all the save data you have. As long as you've got, I don't even think you have to play the full game. You just have to have the save data, and it will recognize it. But if you have save data from Final Fantasy VII Remake and then the Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade DLC, you will get 2 bonus summons in-game, and then you also get bonuses for completing the Final Fantasy VII demo, along with if you got the DLC from the Deluxe Edition or the Collector's Edition, those will populate here. Last but not least, in order for them to actually show up in the game, in your save file, you have to actually go into System and then DLC and bonuses, and then actually check them. And then once they have the little green check mark in the game, that is when they will actually show up in your items menu. For 2 chapters, I was like, where's my bonus stuff? Can't find them. it was because I hadn't actually redeemed them from the system menu. So if you have any, go to the system menu now and double check, and that is how you get them into your inventory. But that is going to do it for me today, ladies and gentlemen. I know this was a long video. If you stuck around to this part of the video, I do appreciate it. It really means a lot to me when you all watch the end of the video. There's a lot of work, time, and energy that goes into making these, and I really appreciate your all's support. If you had any questions about anything that I did not cover in today's video, feel free to leave it in the comments section below. But for now, that is it. I'm a late gamer, and I will catch you all in my next Final Fantasy. I will see you all in the next one. Peace.